This time of year, everything's winding down. The last blooms are holding on, and so are the bees. It's a quiet reminder that fall is here, and it's time to start planting for next year's harvest.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. I'm Katy, and it's that time of year. I'm going to make one more pass with my rototiller over my garlic patch, and then I'm going to get it planted for 2026, so stay tuned. So I wanted to show you really quick my workhorse of a tractor. I've had this guy for 30 some years. It's a Ford 1520, got it brand new. Remember making payments on it, but it was well worth it. I have a rototiller attachment that we bought a couple years ago that's really saves my back, because we used to have one of those push rototillers. Even though it was ground driven, it used to kill my shoulders. This guy just flies right through the soil. I've already made 2 or 3 passes, put some compost on top of it now, and I'm going to make my final pass to get it ready for planting tomorrow. What I love about this tractor, it has a creeper gear, so it goes nice and slow, and also it has power steering.
We're turning over our garlic beds today. The soil's been resting all summer and is full of compost. A good bed makes for good bulbs.
Now that I have the garlic bed ready to go with the rototiller, I thought I'd better come up to the house, because you have to break the garlic apart with the cloves like a day before you plant them, so they harden up a little bit. So this is music. So you break apart each clove, and when you plant it, if you don't know, you have to plant it, and you can tell where the roots are. So you want to plant it root side down. I'm just getting these all broken apart, and tomorrow I'll be able to put them all into our new bed that we made. Ready to go. And then you have the old stalk. So when I plant this garlic tomorrow, it will sprout this fall, which is what you want it to do, and then it'll be dormant underneath the snow all winter, and July of 2026 it'll be ready to harvest. And as I was breaking apart all the garlic cloves, or all the garlic bulbs and the cloves, I found one, and it was one big clove. I've never seen one like that before, so I'm going to plant this guy in a special spot and put a flag by him to see what he does. So today was like in the 70s, and tomorrow it's going to be a little bit cooler when I go to plant, but it's still going to be really nice and sunny. And then the next day it's supposed to rain, so that'll really give these guys, especially this one, a good start. So we'll see you guys tomorrow out in the field. So I got all the garlic separated last night, so it's ready to plant today, and I couldn't ask for a more gorgeous day. It's a beautiful fall day, sunshine and cool temperatures, better way to plant. So as I mentioned before when I was pulling them apart, when you plant your garlic, you got the root side and you got the pointy side. So the pointy side goes up and the root side goes down. You plant them 1 to 2 inches deep, between 4 and 6 inches apart. So my plan is to do 4 on each row with 6 inches apart. So I thought I was going to need my shovel, but I just planted one, and this bed is so fluffy with going up and down it 4 times with the rototiller, I can just stick the garlic in with my hands. So I have one there, and there, I get the bin. One row done and quite a few more to go. So now that I have my 4 across, I think I'm gonna take my bin and I'll do 2 rows walking that way, then go on the other side and do 2 more rows down here. This job's gonna be a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. Oh, here's that crazy one that was one whole ball. So I'll put it right here so I know it's the second one in, so you keep an eye on it and see what it does. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention. The deer have been running through this bed. So we're gonna have to put a fence around it.
Each bulb is full of potential. Every single clove becomes a whole new head of garlic next summer. It's like planting little promises. I tuck each clove a few inches deep, root side down. They'll spend the winter under a blanket, safe and quiet until spring.
I can't believe how nice and fluffy and soft this soil is. Putting the compost in really made a big difference. Here are all the environmentals going off in the greenhouse with this bright sunshine. Oops, I almost put that guy in upside down. We can see where Kian ran across the bed. So I'm going to keep planting. Doug is going to go get the mulch for me. And it's something that is from the farm here that we like to recycle, and I've used it in the past and it works really well. So I'll show you that in a few minutes. Getting down to the last bulbs. Some of these are kind of little, so I'm not sure how big they'll get, but I might as well throw them in the ground. And then I'm going to get ready to cover everything up with the mulch. You can tell all the skins are flying around. And here it is, my mulch. It's pine needles. If you saw my vlog, I showed you the pine tree hill that we have, and there are so many pine trees that were planted by the Girl Scouts. There's a nice road that goes up to the old Girl Scout camp, and there's a flat area that we take the rock bucket on the skidster, and we're able to pile up all the pine needles and get as many as we need and bring them down and use them for mulch in our raised beds or in our garden area. And what's good about pine needle mulch, a lot of people think it's really acidic. It's the pine needles that are green that are acidic, but when they're dried out, they're not. And it makes a nice fluffy layer that lets the oxygen and the water penetrate through, but it does really good at weed suppression. So unlike when you're using bark mulch or any other straws that compacts down, this won't, so it lets the soil breathe throughout the whole winter. So I'm going to use the pitchfork and put the mulch on, and you can see how dusty it is. We've been in such drought conditions that my pond is even down a few inches because it's spring fed. And I know there's about 2 or 3 more piles up on the Girl Scout Camp Road that I can get. And I want to make my mulch about 2 to 3 inches thick so it has a nice covering for the winter, so it really protects the bulbs. So I love using the pine needles. I don't have to go out and buy anything. People were saying in my vlog how nice everything looked and we didn't overfarm. Well, we try to use all the products we have here. And this is a really good way to recycle the pine needles because it doesn't hurt that we're getting them off the road. We're not going in between the trees and trying to get them out. And it just makes a really good cover that'll last up to a year or so to suppress all the weeds. Don't want this guy in there.
We use pine needles from our own forest. They're light, airy, and break down slowly. It's nature helping nurture next season's crop.
And once I get all the mulch put onto the bed, I'm going to go ahead and take another rake and even out any high or low spots. Well, that's a wrap. All the garlic's in its bed. Nice blanket of pine needles on top. We're supposed to have a pretty good rain on Sunday, so I'll come back and look at that and see if I missed any spots with the pine needles. So I want to make sure it has a nice covering. And then next spring, we're going to put a couple water lines down, drip tape, make sure these guys are watered, maybe shoot them some nutrients every once in a while, but I'm not sure they're going to need it with all the compost we put in. And it's going to be so exciting to have all the garlic come up and see the scapes. So I hope you guys liked today's video on the garlic planting. It's always fun to do something in the fall and have you reap the benefits in the summertime. And like always, please leave me questions, comments, and suggestions down below. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
It's always amazing how something so small can grow into something we use every day. Garlic is one of those crops that reward patience, planted in the fall, harvested in the summer, and enjoyed all year long. It's one of those quiet reminders that good things take time.